So this is a really good question that nobody's ever asked me before. I love when people ask me questions that nobody's ever asked me before, which is usually all the time. So anyway, um, so that's actually what I feel like I teach on my channel. And what I've been learning myself is how to discern God's voice from like all the voices that were like given in society or given from our parents or given from other people or given to us, from the Matrix, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, I never thought about it that way, but that's like technically what I've been doing is teaching people how to discern like God's voice from like all the other voices down here. And I've learned that it's anything that makes you feel hopeful. It makes you feel like there's trust in the future. It makes you trust yourself, love yourself more. Ignore people who are trying to take you away from anything that makes you feel good, which is really hard. Because that could, and because I've gone to like an extreme level where I've had to do that for like everything basically. But I'm learning like that's kind of what people are like learning what to do. So it's trying to find truth during this time. It's being really discerning, not giving into fear or negativity or self-hatred or judgment towards others. Again, we're humans, so like there is like a level of like everybody is on their own path. Like that is the metacognition of things. But there are certain things that I've learned that we have to do with our brains in order to like cohere our frequencies like out of the matrix, out of oppression, towards new earth, towards life like we all want. And it's rewiring thoughts. That's how you listen to God. You rewire thoughts. It's your intuition too. It's anything that makes you feel happy. It's anything that makes you feel safe. It's anything that makes you feel comfortable. It's the antithesis of what we're existing in right now, essentially. So, but as far as my channels go, that is a little bit different. So, God came to me 18 months ago. I was like a normal person. And then in December of 2020, I guess I wasn't actually that normal. I'm starting to learn. That's the thing. But I thought I was for a long, but that's like what all of us starseeds are. Like we're like something obviously is a little bit different about us. And so I had a really traumatic life. And so I'm starting to realize God had to come to me to like fix my life because it was like that traumatic. Like I was so confused by it that, God had to come help me out and fix me and fix his shit that he like fucked up. So, and that's how I feel like for other channels, it's the same thing. Like we're all getting information right now to help the collective just like open up their minds. But everybody has different like spiritual gifts. And so my specific spiritual gifts help people get out of the systems of oppression, get out of the matrix, get out of fear and negativity, get out of trauma and wounding emotionally, rewire your brain towards forgiveness, towards compassion, towards understanding, towards unity and a good future for us all, which I do believe wholeheartedly is the timeline we're supposed to be on. Everybody has different spiritual gifts. So some people like me, I obviously know I'm a psychic channeler. Some people aren't going to know their spiritual gifts until later on. Like I'm being told like not everybody's like awoken to their spiritual gifts yet, but everybody will develop spiritual gifts in this lifetime and we just don't know yet. I think that might be part of Open Contact. I think they're going to help us out with that because they keep telling me now they've shifted into like telling me like we needed stuff to do down here. So like they left a lot of stuff like open. So like they're telling me that's why like a lot of people don't have spiritual gifts yet or don't have like a lane, don't feel like they have like a lane yet for New Earth because they're the interdimensional beings are gonna like tell us, like they're gonna help us out. It's literally like Harry Potter. They keep showing me that. They're like, it's literally Harry Potter. Like we're gonna make this magical because God keeps telling me he's gonna produce miracles for us. And he kind of has already told me kind of the neuroscience behind that too of like that's why he's like made it so bad down here neurologically, because that's how you produce miracles through a human body, is by making it like neurologically a nightmare, but actually you're like kind of physically safe, which is again a new situation for humans. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but which it's a message meant for somebody out there. Yeah, I don't think everybody's gonna get psychic channels. Unfortunately, that is something that you earn through lifetimes. But that's what I'm being told you ultimately work to, is psychic channels. Like, that's like the ultimate like human experience, is to be a psychic, I guess. Which I would totally attest to that, because like it is really cool to be a psychic. Like, obviously I've struggled with like I'm nuts and crazy, but now I don't really like, I feel like I've really kind of overcome that, because I had to rewire that. That's how I did that. Feeling like I'm not crazy, feeling like this stuff is right. And plus, like, there's like been a lot of proof in my 3D reality of like me saying something and then immediately there's like a whistleblower coming out and saying something about UFOs, or, you know, it's just been these like synchronicities of proof within my 3D reality and how they line up, you know, with my channels as well. So that's been really helpful for me too. But yeah, not everybody gets psychic channels, but everybody can talk to God. Actually, everybody will talk to God. So I am being told like we will all open up 2 psychic abilities in this lifetime. Actually, most people already have them, don't even realize it. But, you know, again, they're going to tell us all about that, because they keep telling me they wanted stuff to do. So that's why I am in this like shift of my energy where I'm like, okay, I'm definitely like convinced this is happening, which is kind of starting to freak me out a little bit. You know, I get waves of like, oh, I actually think this is real, because and so like, what do I do with that? But luckily they're humans coming, you know, from the Divergent series. I talked about this. In that movie, the founders are humans. So again, that's like another seeded transmission for us. So everybody will be able, like, you'll hear the voice of God, basically, I'm being told, at some point, like directly leading you and things like that. So, but that might take a while. We all have to get to a certain vibration, especially if you haven't like ever had that. They're telling me like we're going to take a second here, but some of us, obviously I just know I'm like a really old soul, basically. That's it. It's based on your soul age. It's based on like if you can get channels right now, what kind of channels you're getting to also, like the one, like people. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like all psychics, even JK Ultra, even Alex Reese Tarot, they're all older souls comparatively is what I'm being told. But they're younger than others, including myself. Like, I know I'm older than them because I can see where they are younger, because they're falling back into systems of oppression, and I'm staying coherent to the timeline and frequency we are all supposed to be on. And also, I get the channels about the aliens. So it's like, I know I'm like an intermediary. So I know my role, you know, is more serious. Anyway, as you can see, I've been like trying to like really grapple with what's going on in my world and my role going on, and been interesting. There's a huge shift in my energy. I'm like, I do not know what's going on lately, but it's interesting. So I'm just more sure of this. So that's what I'm being told about it. So yeah, nobody worry. Everybody's gonna have spiritual gifts of some kind. Some of you already know, like you guys are readers, or you like tarot cards, or there's like so many spiritual gifts. I actually made a video about this, which I'll either post now or later. But everybody's gonna hear the voice of God. Because, like, that's what I hear, you know? And channelers already do. So, like, if you channel at all, that is the voice of God, just so you know. Even though it's distorted, like I was talking about Elizabeth April and other people, their channels are distorted. It's still the voice of God in your head. So, your intuition is the voice of God. So, everybody's heard it at some point in their life, too. Everybody's heard the voice of God in their head at some point in their life. 100%. Sometimes it's like when you were going to make a bad decision and then you didn't, that was the voice of God coming in your head. So like, we just don't realize that God has been there the whole time. But that's what I'm being told about it. So this was kind of a rather long explanation went off on tangents, but these messages were somebody out there. So everybody hears God right now. And I can help you like hear, you know, kind of the truth, you know, going on. Get out of the systems of oppression, at least within your own conscious awareness. And that's by rewiring your thoughts towards God. You also have to rewire your thoughts towards God. Like a more God way of thinking is what I've learned. That's like my whole channel, basically. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's kind of my expertise. So this is a great question.